Hi there, Fred FR5ED with a silent 5 here with a beer review. But first, I'm going to ramble on a little bit. I did make a few notes so it wouldn't be too rambly. But today is my birthday, June 10, 2018, and it's that magic age made famous by the Beatles song, Will You Still Love Me When I'm... And you just finished the sentence yourself. So yes, I am that age. And if you don't know what it is, go look it up. And you may not believe that I could be that old. Oh, wait, maybe you could. So anyway, a few things. Today I was going to celebrate by having my dear, sweet, very willing wife take me on a tour of, I had 4 places marked in Orlando, 1 brewery and 3 establishments where they serve craft beer. And I was going to make the rounds there, and she was going to drive me from place to place. But I woke up this morning thinking, she doesn't drink. I mean, she certainly doesn't drink beer, does not like beer. And yes, there are people like that. So just hold that thought. Anyway, to ask her to be my glorified Uber driver for the day and sit there and watch me drink and enjoy beer, she was totally willing. But I decided, no, not going to put her through that. She did last year do that on my birthday, so I thought, let's not make that a tradition. So anyway, I woke up thinking, let me be maybe more productive instead. And so I've been wanting to get my next fruit tree to plant in the backyard. I've already planted an avocado, and we have a loquat tree, Japanese plum, and we do have a mulberry tree that we planted as well. And I wanted to add, among other things, a red navel orange. And this particular one is called a Cara, C-A-R-A. And it's not lost on us that that's a wonderful choice on our part because our younger daughter is named Cara, K-A-R-A. And while I'm mentioning that, she let us know 1 week ago today that we're going to be grandparents. So this is why I'm on a rant today. There's so many hallmark things happening in my life. Like like having a grandchild. So he or she will be born somewhere around the day of December 19. Not exactly sure yet. And to say we're excited is quite an understatement. So anyway, let's see, what else did I do? So I did buy the tree, got it all planted. And I also did a little bit of other work outside while I was out there sweating and wondering if I was going to live through it, which I did. Let's see. I am finished going to Chicago. You may have known I have put out very few videos on craft beer reviews over the last over a year and 3 months or so. And that's because I've been in Chicago, busy working. And I have been going to some favorite establishments up there, but all my reviews are on Untapped. They're not videos. They're just real quick little 3 sentence blurbs that, have there's no real love in those. They're just there. This is where the love is. The vitamin L that my wife puts in the food that we eat. I put vitamin L in these reviews. And so here I am with a review, and hopefully there'll be more. However, that brings me to my next point, that even though for a little bit here, there may be more beer reviews here with Craft Beer Adventures, coming up mid-July, Silent 5 will be back in business. Well, not business, because it's not a business. It's just that's just a phrase, a turn of words. I will be back in action brewing again because I haven't been able to brew in the last year. And that's because you have to be here. When you brew, you don't just brew and walk away for a couple of weeks. You brew and then you add hops and then you change the temperature in the fermentation chamber perhaps. There's things you do to get it ready. So that has not been able to happen, and I am very excited to get started again in about another month. Still have some things to do yet that would keep me from being able to tend to said brewing products. So I'm going to wait for that for about another month. But in the meantime, over the last year, I have been getting ready. I sold some equipment, bought some new equipment, Got a couple of new fermentation tanks. These are able to be pressurized, which has some implications as far as the duration of fermentation, the fact that it can already be carbonated by the time fermentation is complete. So it's got some great, and that's just a few of the benefits of moving into this new type of fermentation process. And then I also moved into different chillers. I sold my other chiller, which was a counterflow chiller, and I've moved into a very high surface area immersion chiller. A lot of this was trying to become more efficient. So it was a trend towards gearing up for version 2.0 of the brewery, with the emphasis being on efficiency. So I won't go into all the details, but I have done several things so I can be more efficient on brew days. So anyway, those of you who are following me on Silent 5 Brewing, there will be many more, videos and blogs to come there when my attention is shifted back to that activity. So let's see, we're already 6 minutes into this, and we haven't even talked about this beer I'm going to review. I did bring back, oh, by the way, I don't want to forget this. My wife always gets me great birthday cards. Any occasion, she gets me great cards. You'll love this one. It's a birthday poem. May the beer be cold. And also, you're old. The end. So anyway, great sense of humor. She obviously shops very well for birthday cards. Knows me quite well. Now, what about the beer? What about this review we're talking about here? Because we're already up to almost 7 minutes. This is, and by the way, when I was in Chicago, I tried to focus as much as I could on the local beers up there. And if you do go to Untapped and look up Craft Beer Adventures or FR5ED, the user, I'm not sure how you would find me there, but feel free to look it up there on Untapped. You'll see that I did review a large number of beers over the year I was going up there. Anyway, Floyds is a local brewery up in the Chicago area, very well known for Dark Lord and Zombie Dust, others. And I've reviewed Zombie Dust before. I've never had Dark Lord yet. Love to get a hold of some of that. But anyway, this is a really cool IPA called Necron 99. And I grabbed a 6-pack of that. Had 3 of them left by the time I was ready to come home this week, so I just brought them back with me. So, which tells you I had 3 of these already, so it won't be any surprise. In fact, if we looked on Untapped, which we'll look here in a second, but you'll see my quick little review on it. But on on Beer Advocate, it's rated a 3.9 out of 5, and that's after 293 ratings. That's considered very good. And let's see if there's anything specific here. 61 IBUs. It is 7.3% ABV. On Rate Beer, which I hesitate to pull out of the weeds there, they were bought by the big boys. I say that every time now. You're probably tired of hearing that. So just let's just forget that I said that. Out of 98 ratings, only 98 ratings, 3.59 out of 5. So let's see, and there is a bit of a commercial description. Scorch style ale. At first glance, it looks like Scotch style ale, which it is nothing like a Scotch ale. But anyway, it's clever Scorch style ale. Tropical fruit aroma, primarily passion fruit, pineapple, and mango. More subtle notes of berries, melon, citrus, and floral are also present with a full malt profile and a bitter finish. Now, on Untapped, again, I don't know why there are so many more instances of people reporting in on this site than there are on, it's more than Rate Beer and Beer Advocate combined, way more. There are total, and these are the unique entries here, 32,082 unique check-ins, as they call them here on Untapped. And it rates a 3.85 out of 5. So this carries more weight than the other 2 sites, and it is the highest rating, so 3.85 out of 5. And just out of curiosity, let me see what my notes said on it, and this was this past week. And I said, hazy orange with decent white head, malty tropical fruit aroma, complex malt, fruit, bitter flavor with balancing sweetness. Very good. So that's all you got there. And I could leave it at that, because now you've heard my interpretation of it. But let's not leave it at that, because since I have your rapt attention, those who've hung around so far, at 9 minutes going on 10, let's give this a pour. And I will taste it again as if I've never tasted it before. Now, interesting, I said up there it was hazy. It is slightly hazy. Yeah, I'd have to still call, well, when I get the light coming through it here, because I'm pointing it at a light source, it's ever so hazy, ever so slightly hazy, but not murky, not chunky, not a milkshake. And lots of carbonation. The bubbles are still rising up with reckless abandon, it appears. The color, it's got my SRM scale. Why not use it? It's going to check in at about a 9, 8 or 9. I think that's going to come in at about an 8 or 9, which is, middle of the scale there for IPAs. It's got huge, of course, I hadn't, the inside of this glass wasn't wet. I hadn't rinsed it out, just to break surface tension. So we are getting a full 4-finger head, and it's medium dense. I'm seeing mostly medium bubbles, some, wonderful tight microfoam on top. I think you might be able to see that. So I'm going to smell it now. I don't think I mentioned, of course, I didn't mention it in my Untapped review. You don't have, you can only type so much. That's why these reviews on Untapped are so short. I think you've got like 240 characters or something. And it's like just as you're beginning to wax eloquent, it cuts you off. So anyway, this, I remember this aroma now because I wanted to really describe it. I'm glad I'm reviewing this. This smells like I'm trying to think of which double IPA. Oh, well, Dogfish Head 90, for example, is so full of complex aromas. And actually, this does remind me a little bit of Dogfish Head 90 in the aroma category, the aroma area. Definitely tropical fruit aromas. But you do, just like with Dogfish Head 90, there's a maltiness that really comes through too. It's not just all about the hops. So tropical fruits and a definite, malty, bready, wonderful aromas coming through. So very complex. And this has been warming up since I talked for so long. Very nice to do that. It's got a nice full mouthfeel. If I didn't know, and this is 7.3%, so it's not technically a double IPA, but it has the characteristics, if not the ABV, it's got the characteristics of a very complex double IPA with the maltiness in the aroma, with the heavier than usual mouthfeel, heavier than medium mouthfeel. I'm getting the malt flavor along with the lemony citrus hop flavors. And I think I mentioned it, balancing sweetness, yeah. There's definitely some sweetness there to round it out. This is really good. I do like this. Definitely would recommend this if you can get it. And it's 3 Floyds. Come on, their stuff is pretty highly rated, highly sought after. So if you get to Chicago or somewhere where they sell this, I would highly recommend it. I almost didn't get it. I almost grabbed some zombie dust again. I thought, no, I need to try another 3 Floyds that I haven't had. And so I'm very glad I got this. And I have 2 more of these waiting for me. And no, you can't have them. Go get your own. So this is Fred from Silify Brewing. Fred FR5ED here with Necro 99. This is the IPA from 3 Floyds. And have a great day. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my birthday. Over and out.